What's up, everybody? I want to share these real quick. If you guys don't know, I'm with CG Kid right now. He's one of my best friends. We're literally going to go to Skid Row right now in LA. If you don't know what Skid Row is, it is the most dangerous part of LA. It has the highest density of homeless population, drug abuse, and everything else. We're going to go down there and we're going to see if we can actually make a difference in somebody else's life. I don't know how this is going to go. And so this will be interesting.
Yeah.
All right. You guys are not on a mount at all, so if this shit falls, I'm sorry. I'll try and hold it as stable as we can. And if anyone's ever been to Skid Row, we would love to hear your input. I don't know how to even set it where it might stay.
Hey,
What's up, peoples?
I'll call you bro tonight.
Whee!
I don't know what he meant.
Turn left onto Cahuenga Boulevard, then use the left two lanes to turn left onto the U.
My son said it's terrible down there. It is. I mean, we actually came up with this on like the spur of a moment deal. We literally got some drinks, and we're gonna see if somebody will share their story with us.
We got Fairlife protein.
Fairlife protein shakes. If you
Like
need
$5 a pop, but they're delicious and it has nutrients. And whenever someone's like down and out and their mouths are like dry and shit, they don't want to like really chew food. This is like way healthier and way easier to digest. I figure it's probably the best thing to hand out to them, considering a lot of them are
Use the left two lanes to turn.
and they don't want to like chew on a bunch of protein and carbs. Like
no, exactly.
I'd rather have like a smooth like.
I don't even think you can really digest it though. A lot of, I mean, think about it. When was the last time, like, anytime I've been really messed up in life, I never was able to chew like anything really. Like I didn't care about anything. I would just drink.
What's up? Someone says hi.
Oh yeah. Hi guys. By the way, I'm not going to be super interactive in this live stream. You guys can kind of just follow along. There's a little bit of a
In a quarter mile, merge on.
Because literally spur of the moment, we came up with going to Skid Row in LA. So I don't know how any of this will turn out. I told him if I get stabbed and it looks like it's a fatal wound to leave me behind.
Oh man, I'm not gonna leave you.
Leave me behind.
I'm not gonna leave you.
I do have a really dark sense of humor, but we're going to probably the darkest place in America right now.
Continue on US 1.
What is Skid Row? It's a population, the largest homeless population, I think, in the United States. But essentially, because California has nice weather and it's access to like things in nature, and a lot of the homeless people in colder regions like Colorado or Dallas, Texas, or anywhere like that figure, well, if I'm going to be homeless, I might as well be homeless in California. That's why California has a huge homeless population. It makes perfect sense because the weather is pretty consistent here. So that removes a lot of the cold winters, harsh summers. And then, so in California, they kind of congregated on this street that they call Skid Row, and it basically wiped out like a ton of businesses. It wiped them out completely, and it's like miles of tents and homeless, and it's pretty much where like all the homeless. So California is where all the homeless people go, and then they have a community called Skid Row, which is just these miles of tents. That's what Skid Row is essentially.
And you're talking. You have homeless, you have prostitutes, you have drug abuse, you have everything. Like this is literally like hell on earth. Like this is the end game. This is your number, so people call you in the middle of the live stream.
Yeah.
And I don't have anything like this. Is just super raw footage. Don't know how I'm gonna use this. I don't know if I'll save the live stream later on. But I wanted to share with you guys this experience because this is one of the ballsiest things I've ever fucking have decided to do, and it was all his idea.
Well, these people aren't really they're just hurt. They're suffering. Like they aren't like there's a lot of stigma against people with mental health saying they're dangerous.
Yeah.
But in reality, they're really just people like all of us, and they're just hurting. And that's where love is needed the most. So when you have a big heart, you're drawn to places like that where love is needed the most. People that are doing well off. There's like this whole thing in America. It's like we give the voice to the people that are well off, the Kim Kardashians, the M&Ms. That's not the real America. There's the underbelly, the lower class, and they never get a voice. So I think it's important to allow them to have their own narrative and share their own story, and it's therapeutic for someone to just see them as a human being and not try to fix them or help them, but just give them something to drink and talk to them. Like that's what they need, you know. They need to be humanized, because right now it's like you have people going out there seeing them as sick and messed up, or seeing them as dangerous, and the reality is, like, that's not what they are. They're, all of them are consciousness. They're spiritual beings, and really they're connected with us. And at a core level, they've had experiences in life that we can learn from them more than we can teach them anything. I hope to talk to one of them at least, and maybe record it, just because I've talked to people that struggle with addiction or in the midst of it, and I learn more from them than any therapist or anybody in recovery I've talked to. Like, they have really deep insight, just because of the harshness and what they've seen in America, like the underbelly of America.
I mean, you can see it here. I mean, this is LA now. I mean, because they've shut down a lot of the areas where they've actually forced the homeless out.
And they're not doing anything to help these people.
No, they aren't.
There's
and that's one thing that's always amazing to me, is when I watch all the articles on it. I actually did a YouTube video on it, on the whole homeless population, and it was amazing what they blamed. You know, they blamed like drugs, and they blamed all that, and it was like, I actually believe a lot of it has to do with the housing prices and the cost of living and stuff, and it has to do with the mental health support given out in California. Just as the sole fact of, like, I would be homeless if I ended up relapsing and I really screwed myself up. I would be probably homeless and just going down the toilet. I mean, if I lost my job and I couldn't make my bills, you know, I mean, what other options do you really have? And that's where it's just hard to see this stuff. Everyone wants to blame something else instead of just, where's the humanity?
Yeah, these are the brightest lights come from the darkest places, and like the most profound lessons come from people that are struggling, that see that side of America. There's such a false conception of America.
Yeah.
These people they're never given a voice, and sometimes some of them just want to be heard. The hardest thing I've heard from talking to these people in the past is that people walk by them like they don't exist, and actually that's because they're scared of them, and a lot of that's from stigma. But that's like one of the harshest things. And even the Joker movie, that was kind of his final statement. That movie actually was philosophically very accurate.
Mm-hmm.
That's the hardest thing, is being invisible.
It is.
And that's like really the hardest part, where people just walk by you like you don't exist. And that happens all the time to them. It's really sad. So, like, the biggest thing that you can do to help these people is to, like, make them visible, and don't, like, just walk by
Give
them.
it a face and make it human. I mean, that's the whole thing.
Don't be scared. There's nothing to be scared of.
There isn't.
Because you're at the end of the day, you're doing what's right.
What's up, peeps?
Obviously, leave your wallet in the car. But
Leave your wallet in the car. I even got him a pack of cigarettes if there's one out there that really wants some cigarettes and we're going to sit and wants to have a conversation with us. We really have no idea how this will go, going to Skid Row. I have never ever been to Skid Row. I can tell you all about it. I've done a lot of research and help on it. Of wanted to help anybody that's mentally struggling.
Yeah, someone commented. Yeah, it is sad that a lot of them have mental health disorders and they just need love. And what is love? It's actually something they already have. It's just it's all humans have love. It just gets obstructed. And like, the best way to love somebody is to see them for who they really are, which is the embodiment of love. There's a core of them that loves themselves. And the only way to expose that core is to see it. Like, and that's what I've done with actively using drug addicts. You can't try to fix them. You can't try to control their narrative. If they say, I'm hopeless, I'll never quit drugs, you can't say, no, there's hope. You got to let them have their narrative. Mm-hmm. You got to believe everything that they're saying. And you just got to sit with it.
That's what makes them visible, though, is to not try and change them.
Yeah, you don't focus on what you're saying to them. You focus on listening.
Mm-hmm.
Your whole focus is listening. And then you say something when they ask you to say about something. Like, they'll open it up for you to say something, and then in that moment, you just act. You come at them with no motive. There's no agenda to fix them.
And we really we have no agenda going here, other than the fact that we have some drinks for them, a pack of cigarettes, and want to I want to just hear someone's story. I want to show people that no matter what, you know what, there is hope, and just to give somebody a friend, because even sometimes the smallest act of kindness does the most. I don't know how to make the chats pop necessarily. Oh,
no, I'll read them. Or check your phone.
I have.
I just need a job.
I saw you, Sarah. You did text me, and I am live.
Missed the job interview because he was too anxious.
Dude,
that shit happens, man.
It does, and a lot of employers don't realize that.
Yeah.
That's why the FMLA letter is so important. If you guys are not diagnosed, go get diagnosed. So we're on the 101 right now.
How's CG Kid doing today? I'm doing good. Doing really good.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what happens when your friend decides to just drive up and see him. If you guys didn't realize, he is one of my best friends.
Yeah, we're good friends. We go back.
Dude, you're one of my best friends. So fuck you.
I'm your
ass.
Yeah, I met you back when you had like 3,000 followers, because your videos helped me through depression on Twitter. It's funny too, because you ended up blowing up on TikTok.
I know.
Like your short format content, I had an eye for it, I guess, but it actually helped me. And that was you. We've known each other like 2 years now, right?
Yeah.
2 years. I haven't seen you in 8 months.
Yeah.
Last time you saw me, I was leaving rehab.
A year and a half is how long we've known each other for.
8 months ago.
Yeah, a year and a half.
8 months ago, I wasn't medicated, and I was leaving rehab for suicidal ideation. Was like, what difference do you see in me now? Because a lot of people ask how I'm doing.
There's a lot. You're healthier. Your thought pattern is very, very clear. Like talking with you and communicating with you is actually a lot different, and it's actually more intriguing and engaging.
Yeah, my intention's way better. Like, it's not all over the place. I had ADHD and a 10 of really bad.
Right.
And I got put on Adderall, which, you know, I'm a recovering meth addict. That's a yin and yang with drugs, man. Like, they're neither good or bad. It's how you use them, you know? I was self-medicating with meth, and of course I wasn't using it in a way that was... It's like driving a car. Is a car good or bad? Like, do drugs themselves have a moral code? No. But there's plenty of bad ways to drive a car, and the way I was using amphetamines before was like hitting pedal to the metal, never braking.
I know.
And then once a psychiatrist was like a driving instructor, like, here, try 5 milligrams, like, which is like a joke in meth world. Like, I would shoot up like 150 milligrams at a time. I'm like, you're telling me like to orally take like literally 1/30th of what I used to shoot up? And they're like, yeah, try that. And then I tried it. My mom was just distributing my meds, and like, honestly, it removed a lot of my addictive personality and impulsions, and it made me like, I didn't get high on it.
You know what? That's what you asked me when we were sitting, and you asked me, hey, what's the, like, do you think you could drink a beer or anything like that? No, but it removed my impulsiveness.
Yeah.
And it removed a lot of my ego of going, you know what? Let me just have one. I can do this again.
It slows me down too at 5 milligrams. Now 10 milligrams is too much.
In 1.5 miles.
Because doctors, they can never tell how much dopamine's in your brain, and they can't tell how you're going to interact with the medication and how much it's going to increase dopamine. So I'm really glad I had the educational background and a good psychiatrist that told me to start with a children's dose, because that's the dose that works for me.
But that's the dose that works for a lot of people. Like, that's why I always am concerned. And again, I'm not a doctor or a counselor or any of that, but just, I hate to say it, dude, when you've been diagnosed since you were 13, like I was, and you have trialed and errored it with your meds so much, that's why I get really concerned when I hear people that are on like 60 milligrams, or they're taking Vyvanse or whatever it is, and they're on 60 milligrams of that. That's a lot. Like, if I was taking 20 and 20, so 40 milligrams of Adderall, it makes me so hyper focused that
it's counterproductive.
It is. It's extremely counterproductive. It is a sensation.
And then I come down, I crash, like I feel depressed and anxious after. It's like not even worth it. Like the idea of abusing Adderall is just like, it doesn't make sense anymore. It's like you reframe your perception of drugs. Like, once you see it as a medicine, it changes. Like, you see it as a medication. You see it like Tylenol. Like, that's kind of how I'm beginning to see amphetamines, and it's like, Yeah, you could take 30 Tylenol and it would be your last headache. But why would you ever do that?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, that's more extreme. I've always used mine as a hammer. Like, you could take a hammer, and it's a great tool. So why would you take that tool and smash your fucking fingers? You know what I mean? But I actually like your analogy better. I'm going to start using that. So we're getting closer and closer to Skid Row. We're looking for Main Street right now. We're on the 101 in LA. We do have a safe word if we do decide to leave, because this isn't probably per se the best place in the world.
In half a mile, take a...
Yeah, I'm starting to have to pee too already.
Dude,
That gas station had no restroom. I was like, fuck.
none of the restrooms have public bathrooms out here. Literally, last time I was out here, I ended up having to pee on the side of the road.
Yeah, I hate doing that.
Just look at the amount.
Take
of
exit
homeless
2B, then use any lane.
There's not gonna be one public restroom anywhere. If anything, I'm gonna piss in a bottle in your car and just throw it out the side, or piss in a can.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's
I'll
just,
be
that's
doing
Use
that.
any lane to turn right onto
I'm
North...
so jealous of guys' ability to do that. Like you having a pissing tube, basically.
Uh-huh.
My ex would be like,
Head southeast on US 101.
like people that might think it's gross.
Use the
but,
right
like,
lane
when
to
you're
take
really
a-
on the go and there's no restroom. Like you can just like get a Gatorade bottle, pee in it in the car, and throw it out.
Sharp
I know
right
it's gross
onto
and
East
I
Commercial
avoid it at all
Street.
costs, but at least I have that option. Like women don't. Like that's not fair.
I think it's a mission that we want.
You know?
It is. So,
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto North...
Hi-ho, here we go.
Head east on US 1. In a quarter mile, use the...
It's
It is
you
the...
can Google it. I mean,
Google Skid Row. It's one of the most dangerous places there is. Highest homeless population pretty much in the country.
stay safe. Yeah.
This is where the homeless go. I think we might have went down a little too far. We might have to backtrack. Do you have your phone on you?
Yeah.
Use the right lane to keep...
No, it wanted me to stay on US 101 South. Will you Google it real quick? 'Cause I think I have went wrong.
What are we Googling?
Skid Row. If you Google Skid Row, it will actually give you directions there. It's a
Yeah, it's like it's.
we'll be safe.
I hope so. I was pretty nervous.
He's a little bit nervous. I'm not as nervous just because of the understanding per se.
The reputation of it is so intense.
Yeah, if you look at the reputation of what Skid Row is, I mean, this is a dangerous ass place. We're not very far from it right now. How far does this?
I've never been to it. I've driven through it before. We could walk from here. It's about it's a 6-minute drive.
No, let's drive a little bit closer.
All right.
Where are we at?
It doesn't actually have an address.
Yeah, no, you can
I
go to
don't
Maps.
I don't use Google Maps. I use Apple, and so this gets like complicated. Shoot.
No, all you do is hit Maps up top. Right there. Boom.
I have the app. I didn't know.
You automatically will have it.
I didn't know that.
Here for you, Derek. If you guys are new here, hit the like and subscribe button. This is going to be all interesting.
Okay.
Oh, see, I did go. I knew I went too far south. All right, so we're on our way to Skid Row.
All right.
Oh, here we go.
This route avoids.
Rain.
I feel like it's like a scene from Cops. Bad boys, bad boys.
That's why I shouldn't wear these cop-looking shades, right?
I wouldn't wear the cop-looking shades. I wouldn't.
All right. It says to turn left on 101 North.
Turn left. Okay, how about this road?
Turn right onto East...
This is
Street.
All right. Why am I having multiple people calling me? I am live. I saw that Maddie just called me. Kim just called me.
They're probably like, don't die.
They're all probably freaking out that I'm going to Skid Row, and they're like, "Are you fucking kidding me that you're doing this?"
These people aren't really that dangerous.
In a quarter mile,
I'm nervous just because I've never been there. That's like what, I have no idea what we're walking into. I've driven by it.
Right.
My friend drove by it just to show me how insane it is. And I was like, this is insane.
And it is
Yeah,
insane.
you could already tell.
This is insane even right here.
Yeah, we're hitting stuff, man. we're starting to hit like some crazy shit. They can't see because they're like, oh, that's...
Yeah, you can't see, but like we're passing people wearing bunny ears.
And like
Right.
graffiti.
turn left onto South...
All right, turn left.
All right, going deeper into LA. Like we are in the grunge.
We're getting really close. We're 1 mile away. I don't mind walking a mile.
All right, let's start looking for it.
In 0.2 miles.
Where is Almanda?
Just keep going straight. I'll tell you where it is.
How far away are we?
It's not this left, not the next left, but the one after it.
No, but how far away are we from the location?
0.8 miles. So we could park.
Well, that's what I was gonna do is park there and pay.
Okay.
I'm gonna park right here in the shade.
All right.
All right. I know that there's a truck behind me. All right. I hope I'm between it. Freaking. Parking in LA, by the way, sucks. Could you imagine being with an Uber driver and being like, hey, will you, I think I'm in the red. Am I on the red or am I actually cleared? I think I'm cleared. I couldn't imagine being like an Uber driver and having to pick me up and him up right now and be like, hey, guess what? I'm in trouble with Maddie. Why is that? I just talked to Maddie. I'll hit her up. All right. All right, guys. I love you. We are going to Skid Row, and I'm going to document this.
I'm going to piss in your car.
All right.
Like a big can or bottle.
Love you guys.